Okay,
like
I'm
a
going
coffee
live.
pot, like the whole coffee pot.
We're going live. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
What's that, Wendy? We can't hear you.
Stop
Here
that.
we go. We're live. I think. I think we're live,
Yes, we
guys.
Are we?
Okay.
Go, George.
Hold on, I'm trying to start it.
Hello,
I don't see it
folks.
showing up yet. Are we on yet?
We're
Come
on.
on.
Hello, folks.
Oh, all right.
Take
Hello,
it away,
folks.
George.
It's the Podsquad with Colleen Roberts. Oh, thank you, Wendy. Hello, folks. It's the Podsquad with Colleen Roberts, Jay Malucci, Wendy Card, and yours truly, Rich Sheridan. Thank you for joining us for Newburgh Now's podcast for May 7th, 2020, episode 140.
We're connecting you with the community by talking about the people and places in Newburgh and beyond. Tell us what you're thinking and join in the conversation by sending us little messages. And so, by the way, what's going on? We're going to start with you, George, you and Darth there. Tell me what's happening.
One second. I'm starting a watch party. Hold on.
Oh,
There we
that's
go.
cool.
He's otherwise
We
I have
have
a
been,
watch.
yes.
What's that?
We've been doing good at our house. We've got all the kids at home. Kat's home from college, so she's taking art classes online through SCAD, and so she's been sculpting and drawing and doing all kinds of stuff in our house. And then Abigail and Mason
Nice.
are our Epiphany students, and they're online learning, and that's going really well. Epiphany's done a great job with that, and they're enjoying that. And once they finish their work each day, they're able to have whatever fun you can have at home in the 6 week of quarantine. But they've been doing fine with that, and we've been open here at Oliver Cheek. Only myself and Dawn have been coming to the office. But starting Monday, other people are going to start coming back in here, and we'll have masks if people want them, and gloves, and we're scrubbing everything down for clients. You know, clients want to come in, we'll have the protection stuff they need. So we're real busy right now. We also, I guess one other thing, I've been doing an improv comedy podcast with a few members of Walk-In Bathtub, and it's called Small Town News. And we started publishing that about 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. And that's been fun. So that's available for free on Apple Podcasts and other places. And we just take articles from a small town newspaper somewhere in the United States and read them for the first time, and then do scenes based on those articles. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
And that was a great article in the
Yay.
Sun
What have y'all been up
you
to?
and your family. That was super. Oh, me?
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Yes,
That was
walking
very
that was
nice
a
a
great
lot.
article.
of Charlie.
Yeah.
You've
As
been
far as we're
singing,
concerned,
George.
I've gotten out kayaking finally.
Yay.
What was that, Wendy?
You were cut.
Oh.
What did you see out there?
Gosh, I
What'd
saw
you
some
see out
gorgeous
there?
irises, yellow ones. I saw yellow irises, but not a whole lot of wildlife, just some
Beautiful.
turtles. We haven't seen the alligator yet. Yet, not good.
Really?
Otherwise, life is good.
As far as when you go to take the pictures of the turtles, do they always get off the log before you can get your phone out or camera? Or can you sneak up on them?
I'm not the
It's really hard
photographer in
to
our
do.
group,
I think it's
but our
hard to do.
turtles, we have turtles that actually form kick lines, and so they get in a little lineup on the, and then they kind of do an Esther Williams thing. After they've done their Rockettes thing, they go in and just dive off one at a time, you know, Esther Williams style. It's really quite amazing. We haven't trained them at all. This is their own doing. I'm sure they're having parties too without us, you know, up and down the canal right now. And that's why I'm a
That's
writer.
fun.
Because I'm warped. Colleen, what have you been up to?
Oh goodness!
Means
It
working
is,
in her office.
National Hurricane.
I am in my office. I still come to work every day. I was just in the parking lot for the flyover. Did you guys see it?
No,
No,
but
I
hopefully
didn't get to see
Laura
it. I'm
got
over
the
in River Bend.
video.
I didn't see it. Super.
And I got a little snippet
How was
of
it?
Thanks for
video.
that.
You know, you're like looking around, wondering which way they're going to come from. So, but it was really cool, and they were really loud, and so we had fun with that. So big thanks to Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point. They did a flyover to thank the nurses and medical community for all they've been doing to help us through COVID-19. So that's wonderful. And let's see, it's National Hurricane Preparedness Week. You guys have your little hurricane supply kit all put together?
You
Yeah.
gave us a great reminder the other day. It was wonderful to read that
Yes.
and, made my stomach go again. But yes, I'm going to make sure my kit is all put together. Thank you for the whole list and all the information. That was outstanding.
Yeah,
I
check
was,
your,
I had
it,
to,
it does. I felt. Go ahead, George.
I was just saying, check your insurance. That's one thing that's not going to be
Yes.
in your kit,
Yeah.
but it needs to be in. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes, very important.
FEMA's
Although
new
we
flood
don't-
maps. Go ahead, Wendy.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Go ahead.
We are learning.
We'll get
We
it
are
together,
learning,
guys.
some of the
Bear with
limitations
us,
of-
please.
Jane, you're either the most still person I've
Yes.
ever seen, or you're frozen. Okay, because you've got a great smile. I may be doing the same thing. Wendy.
You are.
Yeah, we're all kind of locked up.
Yep. We are.
What's
Hey,
odd
where's
about it,
Pam?
Stop motion.
You
I don't look
good to
frozen
me.
on my own screen. Am I frozen on your screen?
You
Yes.
are, but
Yeah.
you're
You are on
Nobody's
mine.
frozen on my screen. Okay.
Oh, we're still on Facebook. Let's see.
Hmm.
This is
George
bizarre.
is
I don't
having
know
a very
what's
happy
going on.
moment over there.
Nancy
really-
commented,
Yes, we're very
anyone see the
disjointed.
flyover? Yes, we did. Okay.
I think the
So,
trick
All right.
Colleen, you were
Zoom
talking
conference.
about,
I was talking about
I'm sorry.
the FEMA
I think the
flood
trick-
maps that they become effective June 19th. We have about 700 properties within the city limits that will change. So as George was talking about checking your insurance, that is the number one thing you need to do. You can go to our website, newbergnc.gov. We have an article on the front page under news stories with a link to those new maps. So you can check your property. If you don't understand the new designation requiring flood insurance, or can't read the maps or just have general questions, you can call Development Services at 639-7581, and they will get you pointed in the right direction to get some answers to those. But George, you brought up a good point that time to, before the season gets here or a storm gets here, contact your insurance company or insurance agent.
Yeah. Make sure it's in force.
Yeah. There's usually some time period between when you make the change and when it's effective.
Yeah.
Usually 30 days. So
Right.
now's a really good time to check your insurance and see if you have the kind of coverage that you'd like.
It's also a thing if you
And
buy
so we
a
put
new
together
home
a-
that you need to get that squared away.
Yeah. We put together a hurricane supply kit live on the air with a local TV station. And so it harkened back to my days of getting up way too early. Our first live shot was at 6 o'clock, but I was with Chief Bobby Boyd and Division Chief Jim McConnell, and so we had a good time. But on average, it costs about $250 to put together a 72-hour hurricane supply kit for a family of 4. So might want to start getting that together ahead of the Atlantic Basin's hurricane season, which is June 1st.
Colleen,
Yes.
is that a kit for if you have to leave, or a kit for if you have to stay?
There are actually
Yes.
2 different descriptions of kits. The one that we were talking
Okay,
about
got it.
is if you decide to stay and ride out the storm. If you're leaving, you'll need additional things
Okay.
like identification and documentation for your family. You may need your driver's license or a copy of your utility bill to get back in, depending on how devastating the disaster is. So yeah, if you plan to leave, you'll need additional things,
Okay.
clothes, blankets, pillows. One of the things a lot of people forget is if you have to go stay at a shelter or a hotel, most of them require you to have your pets in a crate. So even if you don't normally crate your animals, buy one or, buy one used or something and stick it up in your attic for when you're going to need it, possibly for hurricane season. That's what we do. It's collecting
Yeah.
dust right now, but just in case I ever have to leave, I have one for my dog.
Yeah, actually, speaking of that, since the vets right now, hopefully they're opening up again soon for regular vaccines, but they're only vaccinating pets for the rabies because it's required by law. So you might want to figure out what the deal is in case I hope no one gets sick or anything, but as far as boarding your animal, and if they're not up to date on Bordetella vaccine, so I would give them a holler to find out what the backup plan is for the virus and in case of boarding for any other reason, from hurricane to whatever. So
Yes. And I'm sure, George, you have plenty of other recommendations of things to have on hand based on your experience with Florence.
Yes. If we ever leave again, I will tape up the air conditioning grates in the floor. That was something that I didn't know was something you should do, because in our house all the vents and everything got swept away and the water came up through the grates. So we would do that again. But my wife's already said if we go through what we went through before, we're done. We're not doing that again. So I'll need the name of a good realtor. I think is what I'll need.
Yeah.
and
I agree.
Jane, what would you do differently?
Oh gosh. Well, I'm glad that we evacuated, and I was grateful that we had friends that could take us in. That was absolutely marvelous. I would really encourage people when they evacuate that you pack clothes that you can come back and work in, which I did, because as soon as you get back to your site, you're going to have to start pulling stuff apart. So just figure you want to have raggedy clothes with you and strong shoes so that you're working in a disaster zone. You're still safe. Get those work gloves now.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I've been up to. Wendy, what you been up to?
Well, we're excited to announce that WNOS, Newburgh's original news station, 103.9 FM and 1450 AM, Mike and Daryl at WNOS have allowed us, the Podsquad, back on the radio since the hiatus, and we're going to be doing the podcast every week now, every Thursday, and it will rebroadcast every Wednesday at 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. on 103.9 FM. So thank you so much, Mike and Daryl. Woohoo! Yay!
Yes.
That's what I got.
Very cool. Very cool.
So phase one of our reopening starts tomorrow at 5 o'clock on May 8th at 5 p.m. And I think everybody's looking forward to things easing up a little bit. We've been rather cooped up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although
Yeah.
everyone's going
Taking
to
a lot of
work.
walks.
I think Jane, yeah. And Jane, you have an office. So have you been going to the office too?
Right. Yes, my office is a private office and it's just across the street from my home, but it's just far enough where I'm able to escape, and my husband's probably grateful that I do. And because I do have a home office too, but it's nice to have this to come to. And my office mate, Bob, we're always paying attention and being really, really careful because he's got his own private office too, but we're very conscious about everything around us. And I'm wearing my mask when I go out, that's for sure.
I am too. And
It'll
if
be
you're
interesting.
listening and you're making masks for other. What's that, George?
Oh, no, go ahead, please.
If you're making masks, you just start making masks, you want to give them to people that don't have any, please contact us at info@newburghnow.com, or feel free to private message us. That way we can, connect you with the people that need them. So, or if you have a business, you started a new business, or your business is selling masks, let us know and we'll publish that on our website. So thank you.
Very cool.
So,
All right.
Well, if you're trying to keep your business going through this, which we all should be doing, the Small Business Center at Craven Community College has had a bundle of Zoom classes that you can take for free. And I highly encourage you finding out more about them by going to the Small Business Center at Craven Community College. And it's cravencc.edu/SBC. And you can see all the classes they have listed and sign up for them. They're free and they're Zoom. And so, you're going to be in your own little nest and safe, and yet you get to expand your wisdom about how to deal with all the different things as we get through this and move on past it. So they're really doing a super job of offering all sorts of ideas and encouragement for recovering from being shut down for so long. So go there. Again, Small Business Center at Craven Community College is a wonderful resource. So use it.
A lot of people are doing, virtual and online classes and things like that. I was just talking with Newburgh Fire Rescue the other day, and they were, kind of down that, they do all these tours throughout the year. They bring in kids, they have open houses, all kinds of things, and they haven't been able to do that. And so we decided on a plan to film a tour of the headquarters fire station and make it very kid friendly and post that as part of like some summer online learning for kids in the area. So we're going to get together and start filming that really soon. I think that it's like, what kid goes through a fire department and sees a fire truck and says, they don't want to be a fireman when they grow up. So that's going to be really fun to put together.
very cool. Very cool. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
So George, where's Pam?
Pam is working from home. Yeah, Pam is, and I don't see that she's on here. Let me see. Pam, where's Pam?
She needs to get
She's not on here right
Facebook
now.
Live.
But Pam, right. Pam lives in Maysville, and so she's been able to save a good bit of gas and time coming to and from the office. And so I think going forward, Pam may continue to work from home some, which is a nice shift for her. And we have another paralegal who lives in Swansboro, so we think they may keep working from home some, which is nice. Everybody's adjusted well to it, has a good setup at home, and have been efficient and able to continue to work for our clients. So that's been really good.
Awesome.
Very nice. Yeah, all businesses are making adjustments in so many different ways, and finding out that you can work from home is amazing for a lot of people. Of course, it's also really amazing that you can do it when you have little people around you, which fortunately I don't have to deal with that, but
Right.
Oh my gosh. I was talking with Telly IPOC, and she of course has her 2 sons at home with her. And you got 4 people on computers there because Matt is a teacher. She's doing her long distance work and the boys are on their computers. So it's quite an interesting household. And I'm sure there's lots of other interesting households around right now. Like yours, George.
Right. I
Yeah.
would worry about the kids that are younger in school, because the parents really have to do that online work with them or for them. Darren and I are really fortunate that our kids, the youngest is in 7th grade, and he's able to manage his time and get his work done and be responsible. It's teaching a lot of good lessons to kids that age, I think, for being able to work independently and also be able to make sure you ask your teacher when you really have a question.
Yeah.
Those things are good skills. Yeah.
Yep. And before we forget, happy birthday, Colleen.
Aw,
Happy
Hey.
birthday.
thank you.
I just saw that before we came on, and I'm like, oh man, I wish I poor planning. I would have done something to celebrate, but happy birthday. Yay.
Thank
Wait,
you.
it's
Let me show
actually-
you what my coworkers gave me because it will make you jealous.
Uh-oh.
It is today, Colleen.
It's today.
You know, all the best
Facebook-
people are born in May.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Facebook-
April. Oh, wow.
Cheesecake.
You
That's
got some work to
nice.
do, Colleen. You got some work to do. You've only had 2 pieces. You got a lot more to eat.
I
Oh
was
my
waiting for
goodness.
you to come over, George.
If we were all together right now, that would be gone in 10,
yeah.
first 5 minutes probably. So
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
had
yeah.
my first
Right.
piece right before the podcast. So if all of a sudden this sugar high takes over, you just have some patience because I'll be napping pretty soon after that.
Well, I did tell the people in my office yesterday that they need to come back to work, because I always make a pot of coffee in the morning, and I hate to throw food out. So I've been drinking a pot of coffee every day.
oh, what you
And
need.
their help. I need their help in drinking it, because I'm drinking it all, and I don't need to do that anymore.
No, George, what you need to do is what I do. I make a pot of coffee, and that's probably on Monday, and then every day I just reheat it until it's gone. So
Oh.
I have
because
not done
Laura
that.
doesn't. I've
I
been
have
doing
not done
that
that.
for years. Well, it saves money, but it's not because I'm cheap. I miss the Navy ship coffee, and that's what it tastes just like it. So,
Well, it doesn't
yeah.
help that I had this huge mug that I made at Accidental Artist, and I can fit
Wow.
about a third of a pot in this thing.
Oh my gosh.
It has a beard.
That's great. That's outstanding.
There we go.
That's
That's awesome, George. You
Yeah,
know what?
That was the fun project. You could go pick up kits from Accidental Artist,
Mhm.
and they would give you, everybody in the family picked out something to paint, and they would give you a certain number of paints and brushes. And then when you got done doing it together, you drop it back off, and they'd fire it and bring it back to you. So that's a really fun thing they've got going on
Nice.
downtown.
Yeah, that's awesome. I actually, before they temporarily closed, I got the little bear statues, so
Yeah.
I haven't paid them yet, but yeah, but I think maybe I'll use this as a coffee jug instead of a face jug.
Oh, no.
This
he
is
looks like he's had your coffee.
yeah, exactly.
That's after a pot of coffee.
That's Navy coffee for sure.
It's as big as my head. So how are you doing today? I'm doing very good. So yeah, I think I had too much coffee. But this is a face jug by Ben Watford, and he is just an amazing potter, and I love him, and anyway, these are available at the Crystal Lady, which is Michael Lee Rose Watson's studio on Middle Street, and hopefully they'll be opening soon. So
I think they may already be open. I think I saw her out there with some things displayed. I think they're open now.
Oh, good.
Another fun thing that we did downtown with the kids and Dare is we went to Beartown Escape Room, and they have a game right now that is almost all outside. You go in and check in, and they tell you the rules and give you their package of information, and then you're all over downtown with a timed game. And our reservation was at noon. We got there at 11:45, and we were done by 1:30. It was really fun.
wow.
So that's a great thing to do with people that you're already quarantined with.
That's terrific. You know, it's great seeing the different businesses, come up with new ways to just adapt to our, what's going on right now. So good for them.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it's a really good way to get exercise because you will run. Usually in the escape room, you're just frantically trying to solve puzzles and get out of a room. But with this, you got to run all around downtown. It's really fun.
Well, that kind of reminds me of when you guys held the downtown dare. That was the most exercise I think I've ever got. I got since I was in the Navy. Oh my gosh, I was so tired. But boy, that was awesome. So hopefully you'll do that again one day. Yeah.
What did you have to do
I
as
was
part
thinking
of
about that
downtown
today. That'd be
dare?
a fun thing.
George, tell them
What's
about
that?
the downtown dare.
So
What
that
did
was
they
a
have to
fundraiser for scholarships, need-based scholarships to Epiphany. And
Cool.
we would once a year we would have a scavenger hunt downtown, and they were usually about 15 clues, and they had something to do with historical places downtown. You had to solve the puzzle or the clue and go to the place, and then there was some sort of challenge or fun thing to do there. Sometimes it would maybe get you into one of the theaters and you had to sing a song or do a dance with your team, those kinds of things. And you could do them in any order. And then the first, second, and third place teams got a prize. And there was a big 6.5 foot tall goofy guy dressed as a chicken who would run around.
Rich was terrified of him.
His name was El Pollo Gigante. It's a giant chicken. And if he caught you, then you had to do the chicken dance on camera, and you got a time delay. And also wandering around was his nemesis, the Colonel, who was carrying a bucket of different things that were good things. So if you caught the Colonel, he would give you a time credit, or he would give you a biscuit, or something good out of his bucket. That was fun.
Yeah, it was a great idea.
You got to
You
do
big
that again,
chicken.
George.
Yeah, that's a good time.
Right. So what else fun things have been going on besides
Well, I think it's great that you can go to Mitchell's and still start your garden.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
If you're downtown, and you're just trying to get a little thing going, because I think everybody's looking at planting this year. If we're still going to be stuck home for a while, it's kind of nice to have that little bit of green growing wherever you can. And all you need is a pot and you've got a tomato going. Woohoo! So,
I saw one of my friends took his old recycling bins, the green boxes,
Yeah.
and he used that to make a container garden.
that's
Oh,
a
he
great
didn't free up
idea.
yeah.
And it
Yeah.
already had the drainage in the bottom because it's got the
Right.
holes.
That's a
Perfect.
really good idea. Wow.
Very good idea.
That's reusing, that's for sure.
Yeah. And speaking of like gardening, it's a garden or farming. Have y'all picked any strawberries yet this year?
Yes.
No, but I want to.
Yes.
I picked
Where'd
them
you
up.
go?
I didn't pick them. But they were
Well, you
great.
can
I
pick-
got them from White's. Yeah.
Whites, okay.
We went to White. We picked some, and it was great. It was about 3 weeks ago. There were a lot of people out there. Everybody was kind of keeping their distance, and it was really good. Yeah.
Well, good. And if y'all don't know where White's is that Paullsville? No, Vanceboro.
No,
Vanceboro.
Vanceboro.
Yeah,
Vanceboro.
Vanceboro.
Yeah. 17.
And then you
Yeah.
And then you have Holton's Farm, which is in Bridgeton, off of Olympia Road. Parker Farm, which is in Pollocksville off of Goshen. And Garner Farm, which is in Newport. And I'm not sure if they have the fruit stand, but they normally have it on Highway 70 East. So,
Right.
yeah. So that's fun to do as long as you're social distancing, you know?
And I understand the fruit stand over by Lowe's is open again too.
Oh.
The guy that
Yes.
opens on Lowe's
Yes.
Road. So that's
Yeah.
good to know.
I did see them there with some fruits and veggies last
Yeah.
weekend. So
Is that Parker Farm? I'm
I
trying to
think
think.
it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Have you guys, you've heard about I guess meat is becoming more scarce. Yeah, I was talking to my brother yesterday and he's mostly vegetarian, so he's not worried about it. I told him he better be worried about it because we meat eaters are going to take all his vegetables. And all his Beyond Burgers and Impossible Burgers and all those things that make us think we're eating meat. So you better watch out.
Actually, that Beyond Burger is really good.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm gonna
It
get
is.
some.
It's really good. We picked it up, I think, at Publix, and it you know, my husband is definitely a meat eater. He really does, you know, vegetables are like, well, if I have to. So he was the one that brought this home. This is a few weeks ago, and we tried it, and it was really good. It tasted just like a burger. It looks like a burger, and it even convinced a fly out on the grill that it was a burger, and it wasn't. So that's how good it is.
So you got a little extra protein on that burger with that fly.
Yeah, a little more protein.
There you go.
I'm planning on, I got a bunch of, roast, and I'm going to slice it up, and I have a dehydrator, you know, you can do that for fruits or whatever, but, and last year I dehydrated the meat on the big green egg, so I'm going to be doing that hopefully this weekend. So, you know, doing things that we don't normally do and that keeps the meat for a long time. So, yeah.
And it's
Does
going to
it
be
make it
chilly
like
this
jerky?
weekend.
Yay, fire time. Yeah.
Yeah. Or the grill, firing up the grill.
Yeah. Yeah. So what else? Let's see. Do we have any comments? What are y'all doing out there? Let's see.
I have
Who's
one,
on social media?
Marissa Zenny, who is actually, it's her husband Matt that has the container farm that he put together. She says there are blood drives at the Twin Rivers YMCA over the next few weeks, and I've just asked her, are they regular business hours? But remember, if you can give blood, you should.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And Marissa and Matt, they're my neighbors. So I put a picture of, we did what do you call it? A pizza, a wood burning word. We put the pizza on the big green egg, and it was like Savage's pizza. It was really good. And so they said, you know, we'll have some so we can bring them over. We can just put it on the door and walk away. So
Matt and Marissa are really good friends that we met through theater. When we did Les Mis, Matt was Thénardier, the innkeeper. It was so good at that role, and we got to be really good friends with their family. They're really nice people. That's great that they're neighbors. I'm sure they're fun neighbors to have.
Well, you know, they're very giving in the community, you know, and
Right.
I feel the same way with all of you guys. You know, you truly care and give back, and actually, most of the people in our community are, you know, they really care, and I think that's what makes Newburgh so special. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've just heard back from Marissa. She says it'll be May 12th, 10 to 3 at the Y for a blood drive.
hey,
That's
thank you, Marissa.
Yeah, thanks, Marissa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also heard back from Dare commented. She said, my God. And I think it might have been in relation to the pot of coffee a day. I had not told her that. I'm not sure. I hope that's what it's for. I don't know.
Maybe she liked your beard mug.
Dare, tell us what it's for. Yeah, maybe it was that. Or maybe it was the drinking from Darth Vader's head.
Yeah. Zombies.
He's punchy. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little more coffee, George. That's all you need.
Right. We just need to bring him the whole like carafe.
Just
dump
drink
Oh
from
my
it.
gosh.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Waste
So
not,
what
want not.
else?
There you
We're
go.
going to revive our Battle of the Badges blood drive July 29th. So if you're not eligible in May, you can come out in July. We're working on a couple of locations at the Elks Lodge and also at the Knights of Columbus building right next door to each other over there off of Pine Tree. So going to be an exciting event. We're doing the 2 different places to allow for social distancing and not have too many people in the building. So you'll have to select whether you're giving for fire or police, but we hope it's going to be another successful event. I know, decisions, Jane, right?
Yeah, my son's an EMT, so I'm like, wait a minute, how do I?
I understand. And Bike MS is coming back to Newburgh this year at the end of September. And so we had one of our first planning meetings to talk about that. And so we hope we can get a lot of riders here. I realize nonprofits are going to be down financially quite a bit this year. And the MS Society is one of those. They help about 1 million people suffering from MS in this country. And so if you're a bicyclist, good time to start training now and be ready for the September ride through beautiful flat terrain, right? It's the hills that always kill us.
Yeah, definitely. They'll kill you every time. So, yeah. I want to make an announcement from Ron and Pam Bonita. No, Bonina. Boy, I'm having a hard time reading. The Grief Share program is now being conducted virtually. And they've been doing Grief Share for years, and they help you through the loss of, while you're grieving. And it's a terrific program, and everyone's welcome. So if you have any information, call them at 497-8489. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Well, tying in with that, the Coastal Women's Forum is having a virtual meeting on Wednesday, the 13th. And our guest speaker is Mary Lou Infinita, who is one of the funniest,
I love
warmest,
her.
most
I love
charming
her.
people I know. And she's also a death doula.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So-
The Death Cafe, right?
Yeah, right. And
Yeah.
so she is going to be talking about, as she always says, we're all going to die. And so she's talking about all the practicalities and looking at, do you have your health directive set up and all the other necessary paperwork set up. And so this is going to be a virtual meeting. To find out more about it, just go to the coastalwomen'sforum.com website and you can look it up for the meeting. And it's going to be a Zoom meeting. So get your camera and earphones and mic ready so that you can participate.
That's going to be interesting. They have, 200 members or close to it, or even more?
Yeah.
Like a
we've
whole
got
bunch
about
of,
200
do they
members.
have just a bunch of squares on the, I wonder how
Yeah,
that
little-
works.
Little tiny patchwork. It'll be great.
I've
Mary
never
Lou
heard
is
of it.
gonna-
I never heard of a death doula. We hired a doula when Catherine was born, our first child, but I didn't know that was a thing. That's good to know. I appreciate that.
It is, and it's really a marvelous thing because they advocate for the patient. So, when
Right.
a coming, we always prepare. And when an adult is going, for instance, we're always thinking it's going to be by accident. It's like, oh, that won't happen, but it all does happen. And I think it's stupendous to have these death doulas available because they can advocate for the patient to make sure that their wishes are met, and also work with the family so that they're more comfortable. Anything from helping the patient write a letter to, just getting things more comfortable, making sure that there's somebody with the patient if the family can't be there at that time, or just to really bring that together and make the transition a very positive experience for everyone.
She is good at both ends of the spectrum because she's a death doula, but she's also needs to be a stand-up comic.
She is a stand-up comic.
She's hilarious. She's
She's
a
actually-
comic. Yeah, she
George,
is.
you need to talk to her and tell
Oh my
her
God, what a
back on
comedy.
stage.
Yes.
About walking
That would-
bathtub. Yeah.
Yep.
She has
She's-
done a show for the USO down in Jacksonville because of her stand-up comedy. She's done a show down there.
Very
So,
cool.
She's
She was
She's our
in
own little
our-
Bob Hope.
He was in our leadership Craven class, and as part of one of the special events for our class was she did a stand-up comedy show at 901 Pollock Street. You know,
Oh,
yeah,
yep. City Laundry, yeah.
laundry, yeah.
Yeah.
And we were just in stitches. We had so much fun. She needs to be a stand-up comic. She has a talent,
She
definitely.
does.
Yes.
Love me some Mary Lou. So one of the comments we got on social media is, how do we get a list of phase 1 opening? You can certainly Google or go to the governor's website to look at all the executive orders and how restrictions are being eased for phase 1. I'm not sure if Lisa was talking about what is going to be open in terms of like a list of businesses. We don't have that, but you can certainly take a look at what is changing, what's in what you should be doing now ahead of May 8th, and then what will be opening after May 8th. And there's a neat little graphic on a dark blue background that's circulating on social media and the web that has a lot of that list. So I'm not quite sure what Lisa was looking for, but hopefully we can get her to the right place.
Yeah, and when this whole thing started with the restaurants, opening for delivery or takeout, we did a list of area restaurants, not just downtown, but around town. And I suspect that we're going to be doing the same for art shops and or art galleries and, all the different types of business. As we just relaunched the website, we're still working out the kinks, but hopefully it will have brand new, fresh information. Although we publish articles every day, the actual static pages will have, what businesses are open. It's just right now, everything's kind of pending because, everyone's just trying to start properly, being safe. So, and speaking of business, I do have an announcement. Where is it? Do y'all have the concierge service?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know where I put it.
There's a new business in town called Coastal Concierge Service, owned by Stephen and Maureen Clayton. I love them. This business provides a host of quality services for Newburgh and the surrounding area. And just to give you an idea of some of the services, they will do personal shopping. They do courier and delivery services. They can help you with home organization and give you a consultation on that. You can call 631-6213. But I really thought that Maureen gave the best soundbite the other night when they were interviewed on TV. And she said, we all have those occasions when your in-laws are coming into town for the weekend and you just want to make sure you have enough cleaning supplies and, you have your house all ready to go for when your company comes. And I think we've all probably been in that situation before. And with coronavirus, our homes are probably in complete organizational disarray. But so I'm really looking forward to their business and to, support them with this challenge of launching a business in the middle of the virus, but wish them a lot of success.
Yeah, that's great. I'm really happy for them. So,
and then we didn't talk about the Preservation Foundation and their photo contest. So the Newburgh Preservation Foundation is doing a 2020 Historic Homes photo contest. It runs through May 21st. They want to reach out to the community, flood social media with positive photos, historic photos, and give the kids an activity to do that's safe and fun. You can do it no matter what your age is. Singles, couples, families can participate. If you're a professional photographer or you're an amateur, that's fine. You can find out more by visiting newburnpf.org, or you can call 633-6448. So, George, I always look forward to your sunrise photos when you're out walking with your friends in the morning. They're some of the most picturesque views of Newburgh. And so I can't wait to see what comes in as part of this photo contest. Probably.
Yeah, me too. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Yeah, I think George needs to submit the one behind you. You were like chilling back on the river.
You look like you're floating.
Well, I recorded this morning. This is an actual video of the sunrise, and I've been perched on the edge here, right across from my house. I just have to be careful not to fall in.
Oh.
Oh,
Looks
You
like
hurt
you're
yourself?
water.
I hear a splash. I heard a clunk.
He hit the dock.
I did also hear from Margaret Chant. She's at Craven Community College. She said their workforce development is offering 10 free online courses through June 30th. And she put details, she tagged it on the watch party here if you want to go click on that. So that's good. So always good things going on over at Craven.
All right.
Always.
Okay, let me.
And Wendy, I thought we were going to have a guest today.
Oh my gosh. I don't see her. I hope she didn't like pop in and pop out. What time is it?
It's
Yeah,
1:37.
We're going to have to get her next time. But yeah, I sent the email, so we'll see. Hopefully it was just a little technical challenge there. And it's not too late. We still have time. Let's see. We have a few comments on social media. Nancy Hawley. Hey, ladies and gent. And Laura, hi. Susan Moff Thomas, great to see the Pod Squad. It was great seeing you last week, Susan.
Miss you,
Yes, it
Susan.
was.
Yeah. And Pat Murray, she's the Durham Skywriter. She said, what a maroon. I'm not sure what she was talking about, but she does.
I think George's dive is what she was talking
I
about.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Oh, yes, I'm marooned.
Yeah.
I'm marooned in Newburgh. You can
But
see behind me where my boat used to be tied up. Right there.
She's in Durham, so she's the Durham Skywriter. You have to check out her website. She does daily, briefs and updates. It's a hyper local community website like Newburgh Now, and she's just a terrific gal. So, hello, Pat. Thanks for watching. And Kathy Morrison.
Oh, Kathy. Hi, Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
Hey,
Miss
Kathy.
you.
Hello. Watch out for that last step.
Oh no, did she fall down?
I think she's talking about you, George.
George.
Oh. I thought you were talking about Kathy fell down. Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
So where is Rich Sheridan these days? We need to talk poorly about him if he's not here.
Yeah, he's doing well. He just he was doing something today, so
Wendy,
they're doing good.
Wendy, tell the truth. If you look in the background here, you can almost see him. He's in a kayak. He has his ukulele. And he's on a one-man voyage. He said he was going to go all along the noose, but not across the noose. He just wants to go all the way around here, and he wants to play his ukulele. He's trying to play a cover of the Kermit the Frog song, "A Rainbow Connection," on the ukulele. And he's raising money. There he goes.
You know what? I don't think he would be good doing that alone. I think Sally Ann would be there supervising. So, yeah, they kayak together, and they're just awesome. So, but they're both doing well. So, and we hope he'll be back soon. We miss him.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So what else?
Did we talk about the Alzheimer's Association?
Oh, we didn't. Yeah, talk about that.
Okay, the Alzheimer's Association Eastern North Carolina chapter and the Alzheimer's Association Western Carolina chapter, they're offering free virtual education programs and online support groups, and so that all the North Carolina families and caregivers can get some information that they need. They also offer all kinds of education programs so that they can know what to expect and how to meet the challenges ahead with people with Alzheimer's. So all the attendees are invited to join via a video webinar like this, or you can call in on the toll-free number. So you've got either way that you can go in, and there's no charge to participate. So you can register by calling 800-272-3900. That's 800-272-3900, or go to ALZ for Alzheimer's, alz.org/NC/helping_you virtual offerings. I would just go to ac.org/NC and see what you can find there, because I'm sure that'll get you there. Just remember alz.org, and you'll find the information you need. So
Yes.
that's a great thing that they're doing that. This is a marvelous way that we're all being able to stay connected.
It is. It definitely is. Yeah.
Even when it's a little funky, it's still great.
And they provide great information. I remember when my dad was starting to go downhill with Alzheimer's, I reached out to them, and they really it's important to talk to someone that knows what their, what the disease is all about, whether for Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or whatever these diseases are, just to get an understanding what to expect. I mean, nothing really can prepare you for what is coming, but at least you have some kind of idea. And I thank the Alzheimer's NC for everything, and all the nonprofits. So it's very important to support our local nonprofits. I know everyone is struggling right now, but they are the backbone as far as getting all the resources together to feed people, that don't have jobs, and all the different types of things they're doing right now. Marianne LeRae, she's working with the filling station. We had a whole host of people the other day during Giving Tuesday. So please support our local nonprofits as they support our community, and George, you're a huge contributor, you and Clayton, with Oliver and Cheek, you're always, doing something to give back to the community by supporting the local nonprofits. Thank you.
Well, we're trying. I appreciate that. One of the groups we're concerned about right now are the community theaters, because even after restaurants open and other people open, we're not sure what's going to happen with theaters. We're not sure what the seating capacity allowances are going to be. And, the theater makes money by selling tickets, but also provides a great opportunity for people to participate in the arts that way. And so Angelina Doyle with Newburgh Civic Theater is, as you know, wonderful. And she is working with our board to shift some things around in the schedule. Like Matilda's opening weekend was supposed to be a week ago. And clearly that's not happening. That's probably going to be moved to sometime in the summer. And then there's the kids theater workshop, which will still happen, but on a reduced capacity. There's Willy Wonka, which was supposed to be in March, the kids show. We're looking at moving that to the fall, looking for other sites to do that. And then there's we probably will lose at least one show, even with all these shuffles. And so you start to really look at all your nonprofits, no matter who they are, even maybe folks you wouldn't think about being affected by something like this, but without a physical space, you can't put these shows on, and you don't want to do it except in a very responsible way.
Right.
So it's going to be a real challenge for Newburgh Civic Theater, Rivertown, any other performance venues that we're used to providing such good entertainment here. We need to make sure we support them so they can get open back up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, they were not only the theaters, but the different event venues, all these, big events that we had were, for the nonprofits, and they're not getting that income. So.
Right.
And they gave us some great times, great memories. So it's time for us to back them up. So, yeah.
Well, pay attention to, as a lot of the nonprofits that are doing different fundraisers are putting them online so that people can still participate. If they're having an auction or they're having a dinner or whatever, So they're finding different ways to still reach out to all of us and keep us involved, which is great because eventually we'll all be out there.
We will. And I who knows how long it will take, but we're resilient, not only as a community, but as Americans. And
Yeah.
we need to take care of each other. And I'm not going to go there. But please practice the social distancing and cover your face and nose with some kind of covering, just to protect yourself and others. It's not that hard to ask, and it's not a political statement. So I just wanted to, I hope everyone does what they do so it doesn't overwhelm our hospitals. And that's the whole point behind the stay-at-home orders. So besides stopping the spread, but the healthcare workers are really battling right now. You may not think it's not here, but it is, and we just need to protect them because they're putting their lives on the line for us. And the least I feel that I can do is put a mask or a covering over my face to lower the number of people that they're overwhelmed with. So
you got some new art behind you, Wendy.
I do. It's not new. Actually, I got this when I retired from the Navy.
Well, new from last week.
Yes, from last week. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this. Ooh, look at that. Imagine that. Let's see how close the camera can get.
Oh, wow.
That is Jan Francoeur, that's Cherry Point in the Newburgh area. And then down here, that's Lisa Biscuits. And there's Sandy Bruno that's chili in a bowl of, that was the empty bowls.
Oh, great.
So,
So Sandy painted the bowl of chili?
Yes, that was when I'm not sure if they still have the paintings, but they offered paintings or a bowl during empty bowls. So that was back in, I don't know, at least 8 years ago. So, yeah.
Talented artists in this market.
Yeah, we really appreciate all that everyone is doing to support the arts. I really think a lot of us have at least one piece of art in our houses. I'm not an artist, but I really admire people that are. I admire George. I love it when you play your banjo sitting on your front porch, just for a couple minutes a day. It just takes you to a totally different place. And
it does.
George, it just brings me happiness and joy. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you, Wendy.
Yeah. Do you got your banjo with you?
I got one back here. Let's see.
Woo!
Don't fall in.
Oh no, it looks a little waterlogged.
Is he walking on water?
There's one down here in the noose. I keep right across the road just in case I need one. I'm gonna pull it out of the water here.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's looking
Got
pretty
some
good.
fish.
It's not in tune right now.
How do you know it's a banjo?
This is a fretless Deering Good Time. Deering is an American-made banjo. It does not have frets that makes it harder to play. And I keep this one in the office in case I need to blow off a little steam here and there. My favorite one is a Pisgah banjo that I keep at home. But this is a neat little, it's not really in tune, but I'll play, you may play a little something, just a little something?
Yes.
I'll play, there's a song called Old Blue that was done by the Dillards and a lot of other people, but the Dillards were known as the Darlings on Andy Griffith. Do you remember the Darlings?
Mm-hmm.
Doug Dillard was a banjo player, and it's just a real simple song about a guy's favorite dog called Old Blue. Let's see.
own special performance.
I'm gonna hide it back. I'm gonna hide it back in the noose. Don't tell anybody where I keep it.
Okay. It's magic.
Oh, you guys. So, I just want to, if you're watching for the first time, right here is Jane Malucci. She is the reactive voice, and you make words.
I
That
deliver
makes
words
sense.
that make sense. There you go. Yep.
I'm gonna write one these days. And
That's okay.
down here is Colleen Roberts. She's a public information officer. I feel like this is a Brady Bunch for the city of Newburgh. And George Oliver down here of Oliver and Cheek, and he's an entertainer, strung together band, walk-in bathtub, all kinds of stuff. So I really appreciate you guys. And if you want to become, does anyone have anything else?
We just need to talk about how much we appreciate Wendy. We
Yay!
appreciate
Yay, Wendy.
And I saw what you did
Thank
on Giving
you, guys.
Tuesday. I mean, that's to continue doing what you're doing, Wendy, even though sometimes the technology is a challenge. I mean, just keep on doing it. You're spreading good cheer.
No, thank you.
Absolutely.
I love learning. I think that's the biggest thing. Got to learn something new every day. Otherwise, you're not living. So if you want to join us as a member of the Pod Squad, as a special guest, Lori, if you have any comments or suggestions of how we can improve the show, give me a holler at 252-259-6853 or send us an email at info@newburnnow.com. And is that a wrap?
Is that a wrap,
That's it.
folks?
That's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Wrap.
That's a wrap.
Thank you for
All
joining
right,
us.
thanks for joining us.
listening.
Thanks.
Have a
Thanks,
great
happy
day.
birthday.
Be safe out there.
Woohoo!
Happy birthday.